Go ahead and state your, or type in your city that you're representing from, and I'll be right back with you guys shortly. So we're talking income shifting tonight. I'll be with you guys here in a second. I appreciate everybody for joining me. I really do. And we're going to get ready to rock and roll here in less than 2 minutes. Let the watch party get going. I'm going to give Facebook a chance to do its thing. This is webinar number 3 of 4. So you got it tonight. We're talking income shifting, rules of wealthy. And you got it again tomorrow. So I'll be right back with you guys in a second after I do a quick test to make sure I can be seen and heard. Nothing like doing a webinar, killing it, and then nobody heard it. All right, so I'll be right back with you guys shortly. Let the watch party begin. Let the watch party begin. I see you, Bishop Jones. I can't wait to see you again this month, man. Mike Freeland in the building. Uh-oh. Cornelius, what's up? Brandy Rob, what's up? I see you guys jumping in from all over the country. My name is Brian Bean. For those I've not had the pleasure of meeting, we're going to talk wealth tonight. I'll be with you guys shortly. What's up, Carlos? So, guys, just so you know, man, I want you to be undistracted. I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper. I tried to do some little music for you guys earlier, but Facebook, like, blocked my music. It was some good stuff, too. So if you got any tips on how to play music during your webinar, on Facebook, for example, without them blocking your webinar for copyright infringement, I see people put, this music does not belong to me or something. Is that all you got to do? Is like in the comment, in the subject, put, I do not own the rights to this music, and they'll let you play music. But I was trying to get y'all pumped up before my webinar, and then I think they blocked it. So I'm going to give everybody a chance to come on, and you just have to listen to me sing for the next 5 minutes. Here we go. Do, re, do. Just joking. Don't leave. Don't leave. We're talking money tonight. I promise you I'm not singing. We're talking money tonight. We're talking income shifting. We're talking the things they do not teach you in schools. We're talking the things that we need to teach our kids starting right now. We're talking building a legacy for our families. We're talking about giving our children a head start and leaving with wealth behind you. We're talking about leaving your picture over the mantle, right? In wealthy families, they always have, that's my great-grandpa. That's my great-great-grandpa. That's my great-great-great-great-grandpa. And why do they do that? Well, because grandpa left a legacy and people still talking about him 3 generations later, right? So we want to start that in our community. We want to start that with people that we love. When I say our community, I'm not talking about black, white, I mean this generation. If you don't have a fireplace or a mantle with several grandmothers and grandfathers on it from all the wealth, then guess what? You can start it. So we're going to start that for our generation, and it starts with a couple of basic strategies. So I'm going to come back real quick in the next 30 seconds, and I'm going to get started. Go ahead and hit share. Here's some free value for you guys tonight. Go ahead and get the watch parties going, and let's get ready to rock and roll in less than 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Don Wilson, I see you. What's up, Sharon? I see you out on the West Coast. I appreciate you guys for joining us, man. Let everybody know this is the place to be. My name is Brian Bean, proud founder of Mentor 2 Millions, Inc., and we're talking money tonight. Not here to sell you, not here to beg, not here to convince. We're here to educate. Hey, Miss Sam Roughness. I think that was Roughness. Donald, I see you. What's up, Stephanie Turner, Cheryl Lynn? I appreciate. Go ahead and keep the party going. Tamiko, what's up, big guy? Look forward to seeing you soon. I hope. I really do. I'll get started with you guys in 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Or actually, that's 30 seconds. 30 seconds and counting. All right, guys. Give you guys some quick tips before I do my check. What's up, Miss Vonda Bell? What's up, Brescia? I think I saw Miss Brescia. So listen, this is what we're going to do. Tonight, so to give you a quick update, I'm always going to give away a free gift, as usual, for you guys that are smart enough to stay until the end. I talk fast and I move fast, so you know I'm not going to be here all night. So stand by for your free gift. Also, this is webinar number 3 of 4. So I've been spending each night in a different area of focus when it comes to income shifting, right? Shifting your mindset so you can shift your income. So this is webinar number 3. So if you want to see number 2 and number 1, and you want to know what I was focused on, you got to go back to my own page and you'll see them up above this one if you're on Facebook and my timeline. So what I want you to do is go ahead and hit share or get your watch party going. I just always like to make sure I can be heard. And when I see the different cities representing, then I know you guys can hear me. So I appreciate it. I saw somebody all the way from West Coast as far as Washington, or Seattle, Washington, all the way to my man Mike Freeland, all the way over here. He's in East Coast in the DMV area. Georgia, Chicago's in the building. Next Man Up's in the building. I saw Tomiko. I saw a whole bunch of people. And a bunch of people I don't know. So I've never had the pleasure of meeting you. My name is Brian Bean, and I own a training company called Mentor 2 Millions, which is full of several different facets of personal empowerment and economic empowerment. Those are the 2 main things that I focus on. We focus on getting your mind right first and getting your money right second, because without your mind being right, you never make money. And without money in this country, guess what? You'll lose your mind. So let's get it going. Grab a pen and a piece of paper, and let's go ahead and get ready to make it happen. Janine, I see you. Orlando, I see you. So here's the thing. I want you guys to write down 2 objectives financially that you want to have. But the reason most people don't succeed in this country is because they aim at nothing and they hit it every time. So I've been spending a lot of time on this on the past 2 webinars, but for those of you who are brand new, your objectives are really simple. You want to make sure that you go to work every day or own a business that pays the bills, right? Now, most of us may not have the car that we want. We don't travel as much as we like. We don't have the house you may want. You may not be where you want to be. But most of us we've never been given a strategy or a game plan to show you how to actually get there. So it's real simple. Your job is on the one side of the balance sheet when it comes to paying you. You are an expense to your company. Here's the dilemma. And on your balance sheet, your job is income to your household. So there's an antagonistic relationship between your job, meaning your employer, who considers you taking money from the company, nothing personal, just on the balance sheet. And then here you are on the income side saying, I love my job because it pays for my current lifestyle. The problem is those 2 are fighting, which is why most of us do barely enough not to get fired. And they pay you just enough not to quit. Isn't it funny how they find that line, right? I'm going to do just enough so they won't fire me, and they're going to pay you just enough so you won't quit. And that's why most people don't have enough money for number 2, which is your future. See, most people don't even think about the future. They're not even worried about the future because they're so busy living check to check, month to month, that they just focus on the present. And then guess what? Next thing you know, the future is here. Let me tell you guys something. There's no, you guys have all seen this in this country. Will work for food. Side of the road, young man or young lady that's basically asking you for help. Well, you're looking at a guy, and I'm telling you, I'm very transparent. You're looking at a guy that had a good job coming out of Morehouse College. I graduated in 1997. The good job was there for the taking. I was, in fact, working, ironically, at a bank. I cannot give you guys the name of the company, but they call it the Bank of America, okay? And if I missed one paycheck, I was right next to that gentleman saying, we'll work for food, with my sign that said, me too. I don't judge people. The only difference between me at that time and Mr. Will Work for Food was a paycheck. Now, I don't know what I'm going to focus on tonight. I don't know what I want to stress tonight. But I think I want to stress the mindset tonight that most of us are one check away from being on the streets. And that's because we don't have a strategy. We don't have a plan. You don't have anybody showing you that certain things have to be in place in order for you to succeed financially. So your 2 goals, the future goal, which is goal number 2, is just as important as the current goal, which most of y'all make goal number one. The problem is most of us, that's your only goal, is to get by and pay the bills and have a little money for some clothes and have a little extra for a vacation and have a little extra, you know what I mean, to go out to eat. No. You're supposed to, your cup should runneth over. You're not supposed to be satisfied or content with a little extra money. Here's the problem. There are 4 things. You might want to hit share because here comes the free value. There are 4 reasons most of us don't make it financially. 4. One is inflation. In this country, business owners control how much things cost. So if a business owner can go up on their cost of goods and services or the prices whenever they feel like it, but you can't match the business owner's increase with your income, then your dollar actually is going backwards. It's going down. So in other words, if daycare gets more expensive, it's because the business owner decided to raise the fees. And because it's a lot of people, they don't have to raise the fees by much, so you really don't feel it. Netflix can raise the fee by a little bit, so you really won't feel it. The grocery store can raise the price of grapes and fruits and produce and beef and chicken by a little bit, so you really won't feel it. Gas can increase by a little bit, so you really won't feel it. Healthcare can go up by, these days, a whole lot. And you'll feel that one, right? Car insurance can go up. Homeowners insurance can go up. All these things go up a little bit, but business owners can do that when they feel like it. But can you give yourself a pay raise when you feel like it? That's not rhetorical. I want you to really think about that. Can you go in to your boss tomorrow and say, you know what? I know I'm at least worth about $5,000 more this year than I was last year. Right? After they take the straitjacket off you, you worth what, sir? You worth how much more? When they take that straitjacket off you and kick you up out of there with security because they think you lost your mind, you won't even have a job asking for a raise like that. What that means is the dollar loses value every day. So you can marry somebody and y'all still feel like y'all behind. Well, yeah, because the expenses doubled, the income doubled, but the expenses tripled. Number 2 is taxes. This is the reason most people don't have any money. Now you can call this what you want. I know you might be distracted. You're doing dishes. That's okay. TV might be on. So you're looking up a little bit at them. You're looking down at me. You're looking up at your phone. You're looking down at me. That's okay. But if you want to make the money that the people you admire on TV are making, you might want to give this about 20 minutes. The taxes will kill you. This is not about tax evasion. This is not about tax avoidance. This is not about this is not about illegal loopholes. This is simple. It's called tax minimization. Wealthy people don't overpay taxes. Broke people overpay taxes all the time. And I'll prove it to you in a second. So if you think about a third of your money going away to taxes before you even see it, then you wonder why your net income is 30% less than what you actually made. So technically you work for your employer and you work for the federal government. They set it up that way. We'll talk about the domino effect, right? We'll talk about it right now. How about that? Taxes cause number 3, which is debt. See, think about it. They take your money off the top, so then you got to borrow on the bottom. So now the government says, hey, here's a third off the top. You were making $80,000, now you're making $62,000. So now they took $18,000 from you. You got to go borrow the $18,000 for your car, where you normally would have got it with cash. You got to go borrow the money on the credit card. You got to go borrow the money on a personal loan. You got to go borrow the money on a student loan. It's because the country's set up where the bank makes their money on the back end from you needing them and being over leveraged, and the government makes their money on the front end by taking the taxes off the top. So the middle class is always stuck between the government on top and the bank on the bottom. That's why they call you the middle class. You just got to ride the middle. I'm not homeless. I'm not in poverty. But damn, I can't do much more than what I'm doing right now. They want you content. Hey, listen, this is not like, for those that just tuned in, this is not, who is this guy? Brian sound like he's talking about some conspiracy theory. No, I'm giving you the facts. These are the facts. Now, if you don't want the facts, this ain't the webinar for you, but these are the facts. Most Americans don't have $1,000 just saved up on the side. If they needed to put their hands on $1,000 right now, they have to go see somebody else. That's most Americans. Most Americans are buried in debt. Credit cards, student loans, car notes, mortgage, personal loans. They don't even go to the poor communities. Payday loans, rent to own, renting furniture, what's it called? What do they call those things? You file rapid refund because you're so messed up financially that you need your refund rapidly, so you give them more money to get your money back. All these different things. So that's because the banks and government got you in a position where you're losing. And then you got big business. We're not even going to talk about all the things you really want. We're not going to talk about the billions of dollars they put into the colors, the music, the time of day the commercials played. We're not going to talk about all the things that they do to make sure in big business they get your money. Now look, there's nothing wrong with Nike. There's nothing wrong with Apple. There's nothing wrong with Microsoft. There's nothing wrong with PlayStation. I got all that stuff. But you better believe I'm also investing in blue chip funds so that at least when those companies blow up, you blow up. See, I need you to hear me. I need you to look me in the eye. I hope you can see. Why in the world are you spending money with companies that you don't own a piece of? If you got 8 Louis Vuitton bags, I hope you got $800 in Louis Vuitton stock, at least. That's the minimum. If you got every pair of Jordans, how about owning some of the brand? See, it just takes a different mindset. That's why I've been giving away a free keynote all week called Millionaire Mentality. I'll show you guys at the end how to get it. It's free because you got to start shifting your mindset or your money will never grow. So between inflation, dollar going down, taxes, your dollar's going down, debt, you paying for things 2 or 3 times, your dollars are going down. Big business, always coming out with something new for you to purchase, your dollar's going down. Question, how will you ever have enough money to invest? So then you wonder why your future looks like your present. It's because your past, you didn't do anything different to change your today. So today you're not doing anything different to change your tomorrow. So now your past, present, and future all look alike. So what we got to do is change that. That's why you're tuning in. I got 2 sips left and a lot of talking to do. So let me slow down. Sales is where I spent the first 15 years of my career. Very fortunate to retire at 22 years old. A lot of people can't say they stopped working when they were 22 years old. That was over 20 years ago for me, and I worked right out of my house ever since. But the problem is, I lost my first $1 million. Why? Because I wasn't sound financially. Like, I didn't understand these tax principles. So I got audited. Then you got back taxes. When you get audited, man, you got to do your back taxes. You got to work out a deal and do your current taxes. Then you got to do what's called your projected taxes, so you won't get back in trouble with your back taxes. All of this happened. I'm like, where the hell did my money go? See, if you don't have a strategy for your money, somebody else does. Put that in the comments. Put that in your notes. If I don't strategize, somebody else will. That's a tweetable moment. If I don't strategize, somebody else will. So I want you guys to think about this for a minute. What's your strategy? What's your game plan for your money? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm going to give you a brief introduction into a wealth building concept called cash, asset, cash. And it just hit me. I know what I want to focus on tonight. I'm going to focus on this tonight. Because, again, this is webinar 3 or 4. So on webinar 2, I kind of focused on creating multiple income streams. On webinar 1, I focused on the challenges primarily, why people don't make it. Webinar 3 tonight, I want to focus on this primarily. Here's why. This is not a Brian Bean concept. I don't want to take, I'm not this smart, okay? My mentors worth over 9 figures taught me this. But the concept is simple if you really think about it this way. If you have some cash from your job, that money has to make you more money. But that money can't make you more money if the government's still getting a third of it. So technically, you're only living off of like 67% of what you actually earn, because the government set it up with tax codes, and the tax code that says pay the most is called a W-2. Now let me just make sure you digest that. This country is run by letters and numbers. W-2, Schedule C, Schedule A, 1099, 501c3, 401k, W-4. These are all just tax codes. The government is full of letters and numbers and tax codes. That's all it is. W-2 says pay the highest tax. So if you want to implement cash into your life, the first thing you got to have is cash. Most of us though get cash and we give it to somebody else. So what that means is you'll never be able to buy the asset necessary to get you out of financial bondage, because the third column is more cash, but the asset is what buys the other cash, is what generates the other cash. So most Americans are stuck here with cash flow management. Why? Because a W-2 is taxed the most. It's not hard. What you have to do is you got to shift your W-2 mentality. And you got to educate those around you that, wait a minute, I'm thankful for my job, but I'm not satisfied with my job. That can't be it. Put this in the notes. Your job should fund your dreams. That's what your job does. See, if you know that your job is just funding your dreams, you're going with a different attitude. See? Now you're walking like this. Hey. You get your George Jefferson, because your attitude is, hey, I'm only here because this takes care of my dreams I'm getting funded. But when you don't have any dreams and the job is all you have, it can tend to get frustrating because it's barely paying for that. So here's the thing. My focus tonight is this income shifting principle. The cash that you need, you already have. Now, in that aha moment, it's not going back to school that's going to make you wealthy. Nothing wrong with education. That's noble, that's honorable, that's great. It's not a second job that's going to make you wealthy. Nothing wrong with working. That's noble, that's honorable, that's great. But it's your own money that's going to make you wealthy. Now, here's how. Without you earning any extra income, I'm about to show you how to increase your cash flow. Without you earning any extra income, because there's a difference. First, let's define cash flow tonight. This is my emphasis tonight. Cash flow is measured in time. Your cash flow is how long your money stays with you. Put that in the comments. Or ask yourself a question in the comments. How long does my money stay with me? Most people say, I get paid Friday. I say, no. Your bills get paid Friday. You don't get paid this Friday. You see? So how long does my money stay with me? How long does it cycle before the gas bill is paid, before the water bill is paid, before the mortgage is paid? Did I do anything for myself and build an asset first, then pay them later? Initially, the answer may be no, but you got to change that. So you got to start having what's called a net 90, at least a net 60, right? Net 6 months. Some of us have net 1 year. That means if we don't do anything else, your bills are covered for the entire year. Most people, their bills are covered for the week, for the next 2 weeks. So you got net 14 days. You can't live your life with net 14, net 30. So how do you increase your net? In other words, your cash flow is how long your money stays with you. Your income, your cash flow is measured in time. Your income is measured in dollars. So how do you, Brian, get more cash flow if I don't have more income? Easy. If you want to be wealthy, everybody watching can be wealthy. But the first thing you have to do is get your money back from the people that are keeping you from getting wealthy. Listen, they shifted it from you, so you got to shift it back. Think about what I'm saying. If they strategically shifted it from you, there's got to be a reversal. So what we have to do is get our taxes down, our debt down, and our expenses down. When those three things go down, your cash flow automatically goes up. Here's what I want you to write down. Positive versus negative cash flow. This is my emphasis tonight. For those just joining, I got 4 webinars this week. This is number 3. And each day, 4 webinars this week. I've done 1 a day. Each day, I want to emphasize something different. What was I saying? Oh, so positive versus negative cash flow. In a negative cash flow cycle, the lack of money costs you more money. So if you're negative in your cash flow, then businesses and banks take more from you because you're negative. Now, how fair is that? It's not fair. So that's why you got to change it. When your cash flow is positive, businesses and entities take less money from you. That's why Warren Buffett, percentage-wise, pays a lower percentage in taxes than his secretary. She pays a higher percentage. Now, I'm not saying the amount she pays in taxes is higher. Her percentage is higher because as a secretary, she's a W-2. So when you have a negative cash flow, not that she does, I'm saying when you have a negative cash flow, then governments tax you more. When you have a positive cash flow like a billionaire, governments tax you less. Isn't that crazy? Let me prove it to you. If you're late on your bill, you get a late fee. If you're late on your rent, you get a late fee. If you're late on your mortgage, you get a late fee. Okay? So what happens is because you're late, you get penalized. You wouldn't be late if you had the cash flow. So a negative cash flow costs you more money. You see? When you pay for things in advance, you get a discount. You ever notice that? Hey, if you do 12 months, you get 25% off. If you pay for 6 months of this service, this internet service up front, you get 15% off. See, when your cash flow is positive, it saves you money. That's why wealthy people don't pay for nothing. We talking cash flow tonight. Think about it. Oprah Winfrey, her earrings, jewelry, diamonds, paid for. Restaurant, she sit down to eat. Miss Winfrey, it's on us, paid for. Her dress, Miss Winfrey, who are you wearing here on the red carpet? Her shoes, whose shoes are you wearing? Such and such gave me these diamonds, gave me these shoes, gave me this dress, gave me this meal, gave me this flight, gave me everything. Rich people don't pay for nothing. Now you George Jefferson yourself over to the red carpet. Hey, I'm Timothy. Hey, Timothy. You bought all your jewelry, you bought your diamonds, you paid for your way there, you hoping they let you in. Because Timothy, I'm being funny, but you're not Oprah, so we got to pay for everything. So that's why wealthy people get wealthy. It's true. Wealthy people do keep most of their money because most of their money is made from money. So we have to get your cash flow positive so you can keep money and stop paying late fees. How is it that if my cash flow is negative and I get an overdraft, they charge me $28? Whatever it is now, $35 or $38 or $22 or whatever. How does my negative bank account keep getting drafted? Easy. You got negative cash flow, so they fine you every time. That's this country. So we got to fix this. So think about it. You haven't earned any more money. When your taxes came down, the money came back to you. When the debt came down, the money came back to you. When the expenses came down, the money came back to you. So watch this. Write this down. The future value of money. The future value of money. Put that in the comments. This is important. All right? Here's the millionaire mentality now. This is the mentality of a millionaire. People say, Brian, I got my expenses as far down as I can get them. And I believe you. But when you do expenses and expenses only, you're doing what's called budgeting. See, most people want to get wealthy, but they think they can budget their way to wealth. They think they can work their way to wealth. Put this in the comments. Work and wealth are not synonymous. Work and wealth are not synonymous. I know plenty of people that work that are far from wealthy. I know plenty of people that are wealthy that don't work. You'll be surprised how they make money. Because they're not the same. But you were taught, I got to work for every dime. I got to work for every dime. I got to work for every dime. And then when you're taught that since you were a small child, you start thinking that labor equals wealth. It's not the same. So you got to understand the future value of money. Give you an example. You're budgeting your way to wealth and it's not working. But here's the start of it. I figured out that if you have a $10 late fee, let's just play with even numbers because my degree is in English. I thought I was going to law school before I started my business, so I'm terrible with math. But I'm good enough to know this. If a late fee is $10 on the gas bill, a late fee is $10 on the water bill, a late fee is $10 on the cable bill, a late fee is $10 on the power bill, right? And let's say a late fee is $10 on the cell phone bill. I'm just making this up. But whatever $50 equals to you, and that's $50 per month, at the end of a year, that's $600 in late fees. Now, this is called a future value of money. Wealthy people know this. They calculate the future value of money. So you might be saying, man, Brian, you're being cheap. What's $10? I know. What's $10? You're right. I mean, so what is late? You're right. But that's $600 a year that's not working for you. See? So now let's multiply the number of years you've been working. See, they robbed you $10 at a time. So if you had the $600 and you've been working 10 years, that's $6,000. Yeah, because that's $60 a month. I'm sorry, $50 a month times 12, right? Then that's the number of years you've been working. So let's say $6,000. Now, had that money been compounding and using the eighth wonder of the world to compound itself for the past 10 years, you understand the future value of money. That's why it's called the future value of money. Because in your present state, you're supposed to be putting it in something that gives you a future. But most people can't because they ain't got no cash flow. So now you would have a nice little nest egg, let's say $23,000, and that over the next 10 years can be $100,000. Because the more it's just like your credit card, the bigger the balance, the more interest. But you understand it on your credit card, but you don't understand it when it comes to investing because most people don't think about the future value of money. So they robbed you $10 at a time. So when you're budgeting, it is important. But that's not the way to get wealthy. The way to get wealthy is to take the positive cash flow and put it in high interest investments that bring the future value of money to you faster. Come on now. So they don't teach you that in school though. See, they teach you to get a job and pay the highest tax rate. And then when you get 50 and 60, you realize you should have started a business when you were 20, when you were a young stud. So now you got to figure out right now what's robbing you a little bit at a time and not really giving you any real return. Like for me, it was ATM fees. Man, I would go to Wells Fargo and swipe, and knowing I bank at Bank of America and swipe, they both hit me for $3, right? He said, Brian, you do well financially. You teach finances. Yeah, but I ain't crazy. That's $6 I gave away. Now people say, oh, you being cheap. I just told you about the future value of money. Y'all don't know how much I was doing that, okay? So back in the day, I'm swiping. Swipe, 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 swipe. I'm like, man, that's about $6,000 I could have had over the course of a few years and put that in the account, give me 12%. Then that money would have compounded in 20 years. I lost my future value $6 at a time. So here's how this works. I told you, if you just joined us, this is webinar 3 of 4. So tonight I'm spending time on the income shifting so you can get this. Last night I spent time on creating positive cash flow streams. The day before that, Monday, I spent time on the 4 challenges. Tonight I got to get you to get this. If your bills are superseding your income, your cash flow is negative. There's no question. But do you know you can have crazy income and still be negative? Your income can be sky high because you can still have a negative cash flow cycle. Example, from this wall to this wall, these are my bills. So if I earn $1 million a year, let's say you would agree, my income can be sky high. But if my bills and my expenses are $2 million from this wall to that wall, then I'm broke by the middle of the room. If this is 12 months from wall to wall, I'm broke by June. So my cash flow is -6 because it's measured in time. That means every 15th of the month, I'm broke. See, it doesn't matter how you slice it. That's why God invented percentages, okay? If this is 12 months and it's $2 million in expenses and my income is $1 million a year, I'm broke every 15th. I'm broke by June every year. Doesn't matter what the increment is. I'm broke by half of it. So I got the golf clubs, I got the membership, I got 18 Porsches, I got the fine dining, and I'm struggling every night because I got this $2 million lifestyle with $1 million in income because my cash flow is negative because my taxes are high and I'm trying to keep up. So I got a whole bunch of debt and my expenses are ridiculous, so you still hustling backwards. We're going to talk about it. I'm hitting this tonight and I'm going to show you how to solve it. Let's take a school teacher. She makes $80,000 a year. But her bills are $40,000. So now her bills are only half the room, but her money is the whole room. So she can keep on strolling with her George Jefferson walk, and she got 2 years in cash flow. If she don't do anything else, she got 80 grand she earns in 1 year, but her bills are 40. So she got a trip to Paris she can take. She can go down to South Africa. She can go to Egypt. She can go to Australia. She got a nice little Lexus and a condo she rent out in Miami because she got extra cash flow. Income way less than a millionaire, but living way better and less stress. You see? You can't even, as I conclude, you can't even play this game if you don't have an asset known as a business. You got to have an asset known as a business. And then the cash flow and the business, the asset itself, which helps you lower your taxes, gives you the money you need to invest. And when you finally have investments coming in, they get taxed the least. I spend time on that tomorrow. I'm going to show you how investments get taxed the least. It's called capital gains. So you've successfully shifted your income from the highest tax bracket through a home-based business and into the lowest tax bracket, which is money making money. Money that makes money is not taxed like labor that makes money. You wonder why it's set up that way. So as I conclude, somebody introduced you to this webinar. I'm gonna give you a free gift now. Well, first I want you to do this. Understand, it's $49.95 for our membership. Our company's called Iconz. That's short for My Economy. $50. Own your own home-based business, and what do? Well, you're looking at it. We educate people on the power of income shifting. We're not tax advisors. We're not financial analysts. We're not stockbrokers. We're not CPAs. No. We're entrepreneurs who teach people how to shift their mindset and shift their income. It's $34.95. So if somebody introduced you tonight, if I did it, you can inbox me or text me if I introduce you via the internet. Or if somebody introduced you to this video and told you about the income shifting, you need to get with them so that you can get your username and password. Just get back with the person who said, hey, check this out. Don't inbox me if I'm not the person that introduced it to you. Inbox me if you know me and I'm the person that showed it to you. I'll have to show you how to get your password, your software, your system set up, and that all leads to your financial success. Here's all I want you to do. So that's step number 1. Get your membership. Step number 2, get your mind right. I want you to go to Train with BNB. All month, I'm giving away a free keynote called Millionaire Mentality. Okay? It's a compilation of me speaking all over the world, put together so that you can start working on the mindset it takes. I'm telling you guys, man, I've been down and out and broke and trying to figure out which bill to pay and personal emergencies, family emergencies, foreclosure, debt, headaches, stress, sick to my stomach, all of that. I had to develop my millionaire mentality. You're going to see a link. You're going to see a button that says sign up. It's free. Automatically, you got to check your email and your spam, and Millionaire Mentality activation will come to you in your email. And because it's brand new, check your spam as well. Train with BNB. Go get your free Millionaire Mentality. Just click on the word sign up and get your free account. You'll see sign up all over the website. Free account, check your spam and your email and hit the activation key and go watch Millionaire Mentality. That's very, very important. So once you get your Iconz membership, get your 4-digit password from the person that introduced you. They're going to help you get your software set up. You then can visit Train with BNB. B is in Brian, N is in never. Ask me what that means. B is in Bean. And click sign up and go get your email check and your spam check and activate your account. And start watching that keynote tonight. That's the gift I want to give to you for taking time out tonight listening to me. All right? For those that have never met before, I'll see you live. For those coming to Game Changer, I'll see you live in Atlanta, Georgia, March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The link is in this video as well. It's also on my website. I can't wait to see you guys in the next 30 days or so. We're going to laugh again. We're going to dance again. We're going to party again. We're going to cry again. I'm going to make you mad again. And I'm going to make you mad at me for making you mad at yourself. But hey, we all family. And we're going to see you guys March 1st through 3rd. All right, so you got 3 homework assignments. 1, go with the person that brought you out. 2, go to trainwithbnb.com. Click sign up, get your free Millionaire Mentality so you can put these principles to work. And 3, I'll see all you guys coming to Game Changer March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. See you tomorrow night. Brian Bean, see you in the magazines. Peace.